I wanted to have a little discussion. I've been watching a couple of Professor Anton's video. One's called Realism, Idealism, and Kinds of Causality, and then the other one is called The Universe That Does Not Have a Self. There's one other thing that I think the idealist, as an idealist, I think I can know this. My thoughts are, well, basically what's here is Professor Anton has been talking about he talked about in this video realism and idealism, and he's talking about that there's a little bit more than this subject-object split where I'm over here and that's over there. That you have that, then you go back to this split, and then he kind of said something like, well, then he has this video called "The Universe Does Not Have a Self," where he talks about, which I mean is where he talks about, do we want to refer to ourselves as in? Do I want to refer to myself as in the universe or of the universe? And which makes me think about idealism and the universe, and I mean, I was reading Schopenhauer earlier. I read it on video for you, and he was talking about how we have senses of space and time because of the principle of sufficient reason, and which makes me. And then he still was talking about intuitive ideas and all this stuff. Then he still kind of explained this with idealism. He said that this is still only idea. This is still idea. This is not. This is idea. And my thoughts is like, well, I think if anybody has, okay, there's one thing that I think that if you talk to anybody, they have a priori understanding of space and time. Everyone has that. It's a birth-given thing. And that makes me think that if we have this constraints of, and I say constraint because I think it's, a bodily constraint that, a spirit won't have. It's a constraint that we all have. And I think that we can't, I mean, just like I was talking about the tree in my intersubjectivity video. I was talking about, well, 5 million people see the tree, but they don't know if they're seeing different kinds of things. But there's enough intersubjectivity there. There's enough commonality in what everyone is seeing to where they all agree that they're seeing a tree, just to some degree. That they're all can agree a little bit, even though what they're seeing might be different. Now, what I'm thinking here is that an idealist has, I mean, if you're thinking about trees, if you're thinking about seeing red and thinking about seeing all these things, then we're in a universe. The idealist, who is skeptical of everything and doesn't think that anything is separate from consciousness, which I am, has the knowledge that they are in the universe. I am in the universe. I don't think that I would just be me by myself. I mean, even if I was by myself, with no other beings in this world, there is a universe. There's a world. So that's one thing I can be aware of. That's one other thing that I think other than like I've said before, that an idealist can have knowledge of things that they're thinking of, or thinking that they're seeing certain things. They can have knowledge of thought, and I come to the understanding that an idealist can also have knowledge of their spatiotemporal existence and of their being inside of a universe. Even if I'm suspended in space and think I'm seeing all these things, I'm still in a universe. I'm not, I mean, just like I said, I was talking about how I exist. And if I exist, then there's a universe. Because if I did not exist, then there would be. If the universe did not exist, then there would be non-being, and I would not be able to exist among non-being. I don't think, but I don't know. Then I was thinking, well, in the universe that doesn't have a self video by Professor Anton, I'm thinking I am of the universe also. Even more than I am in the universe, I am of the universe. So I don't know. This is just one little remark because I feel like that's one little thing I need to add to my idealist philosophy, my philosophy of idealism. To work, because I've like probably maybe 20 videos about idealism. I'm really a part of this camp of idealism. I've become a part of it. That's for sure. But I wanted to point out that the idealist is able to know spatiotemporal existence and therefore placement in some sort of universe. So I don't know. That's my thoughts. Thank you.